Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Saturday and good afternoon, evening, good morning to each and every one of you. Holy moly, market is just going cray right now. What's going on? Bitcoin hit 66K again. Interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class as a digital asset space. So, yeah, I went ahead and made that move. I did exit my Ethereum position and 95% of that into Solana. I did. Weighed all the pros and cons and made that move. I'll share more uh, of that with you guys as well. A couple of interesting posts on Crypto X that we'll get into for sure that are very, very, very interesting. But let's go over the market real quick because CoinGecko, it's our favorite. And again, the market is doing what the market does. I'll go over the numbers and then we'll talk about that Ethereum to Solana move. All right. fam, so listen, according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 1.4% in 24 hours and is currently at 2.42 trillion. It looks like we did end the week, by the way. We closed the week above the $65,050, $65,100 that we needed to close above. So we did do that. That's super cool. Bitcoin dominance is 54%. Bitcoin is currently trading at $65,769. And on the 30-day, it's up 10%. Ethereum is trading at $2,679. On the 30-day, it's up 5.6%. And Solana is trading at $156. And on the 30-day, it's up 11.4%. I don't know what my cost basis for Solana would be now that I did make that purchase. Not really sure. XRP is at 62 cents. And on the 30-day, it is up 10% on the 30-day. The meme coins things is crazy. I know Crypto Eddie did a video kind of highlighting the meme coins on the 7 days. Just really crazy. It's Dogecoin 20%, Shiba Inu 35%. It's very, very interesting to see the meme. Pepe 34% on the 7 day. Interesting stuff, nonetheless. But there it is, right? The market's just kind of doing what it freaking does. Nothing to report here. Aave is about the same as Solana. Look at that dog with hat, 32%. Shout out to those who might have that. So there it is, bonk, 31% on the 7 day. All of the meme coins killing the gains. Kind of cray-cray when you think about it. But in any case, let's talk a little bit more about that position that I decided to take into Solana. I know we talked about this on the channel a few times. And one of what got me kind of over the edge to finally make the decision to do it was, you guys have noticed in a few of my live streams that I've been saying that Solana and Flare networks, by the way, strikes me as an ecosystem who know who they are, know where they're going, and know how to get there. And Ethereum just feels rudderless. The Ethereum ecosystem just feels rudderless. It feels like they don't know who they are. Remember back in the day, it was the Global Computer Network. Remember back in the day, early days? And then I'm hearing something about the institution chain. Like it feels rudderless to me. It really, really does. So that was another factor for me deciding to do that. Obviously, I could have made that play way back when Solana was, when I got Solana at $40. But I still wasn't sure. I still wasn't sure if Solana was a VC thing. I still wasn't sure if Solana was the meme coin thing. I wasn't sure. I didn't have enough data. I was just taking in data and taking in data and taking in data and exploring and listen to this podcast, listen to that podcast, just gaining different perspectives, listening to, Van Eck, whatever it might be. I'm just gathering the intel, right? Because that's what it's ultimately about, is being able to take in enough information, enough perspectives. I'm listening to Bankless, by the way, right? Listen to David, listen to Ryan, and I'm just gathering data so that I can come to my own conclusion by applying the principle of discernment. And last night I decided that I was going to make the move, but we got back late from the girls hanging out, and I didn't want to make this. I don't like making trades when I'm kind of sleepy, so I didn't make that trade, and I made the trade just before we just started to hit record here. So it's done. It's done, and looked at the multiples. Got down to the math, Ethereum 4 to 5x. What does that mean? Solana's going to 6 to 7x. So at this point, it's just math, right? And for me, and another thing is I'm thinking in terms of accumulating and holding, what's the better economic play? And after watching a couple of videos this morning, to me, it was clear that it was Solana. And I'm going to share some videos with you, but it was clear for me it was Solana. But in any case, just wanted to continue to give you a heads up. I said I will let you guys know when I made that trade. It's done. It's in the books. It's done. It's in the books. Let me share a couple of videos that's really gonna it just kind of tells the story. Which one do I want to play first? I saw this guy here from Blockworks. His name is Jason something or another. Founder of Blockworks, the Empire podcast. I don't want to mess his last name up. I know his first name is Jason. But I saw him in an interview with the podcast When the Shift, SHIFT, happens. Real good interviewer. I saw him do Raoul Paul before. So I'm listening to this guy here, Jason, in that interview with the guy his name is Jason Yanowitz, from When the Shift Happens. And I'm learning, and I discover this dude's background story, his story. Right, he's co-founder here of Blockworks. His story. Now, initially, people think Blockworks is, especially in our community, kind of get some articles that they put out wrong, but they don't know about the podcast. They don't know about the business. They don't know about the, the conventions and stuff. They don't know the story because the story kind of tells you who you are, not an article that you may or may not get right. Right. And obviously, any article that's unfavorable to an asset that you hold. So from that interview, on When the Shift Happens podcast, I thought to myself, this really is smart guy. But listen to what he says here. He came from two events. Against these events were happening at the same time in the Philippines, in Singapore, Token 2049, and a breakpoint. So, and he attended those, right? As a Blockworks person, he attended those as an Empire podcast, right? Whatever. And I just listened to what he first says here in this little podcast that they're doing for their thing.
Just to share, like, how I am uncomfortably bullish at this point. I really am. I'm
Look at the man. Look at the man in his eyes.
I am really
He's fidgeting on the chair.
I really am. I'm coming back from Token and Breakpoint being like, these people online are so disconnected from reality because the loudest people on crypto Twitter are the traders, and they have been sitting in the midst of just choppiness for 6 months. And I am here. I'm in the trenches with 20.
Let me play that again.
Just to share, like, how I am uncomfortably bullish at this point. I really am. I'm
Look
really,
at the man. Look at the man in his eyes.
I am really
He's fidgeting on the chair.
I really am. I'm coming back from Token and Breakpoint being like, these people online are so disconnected from reality because the loudest people on crypto Twitter are the traders, and they have been sitting in the midst of just choppiness for 6 months. And I am here. I'm in the trenches with 20,000 people who are building really cool shit.
These people online are so disconnected from reality. And he's calling the people online traders because he is an investor in addition to running a company. He's he's one of these invest in companies dudes. And I listened to that and like, why would this young guy say that? And then he says, I'm in the trenches. I see what's going on. I see what's being built. I see who's building where. I see who's building where. You guys know I talk about Hive Mapper on Solana a lot. I talk about Devour Go on Solana a lot. I talk about Helium Mobile and Helium Network on Solana a lot, because I think that Web 2, Web 3 play is massive. And they talked about that in that interview as well. He talked about Helium Mobile as well. But anyway, let's take another look at a different video. This video is titled, I Was Totally Wrong About Solana. And it's from our guy, Crypto Banter. And again, online, this guy gets a certain kind of deal, right? Well, people don't like him. He shows, they don't see his history, his story. They don't see the hundreds of people he employs. They miss the bigger picture. They don't get a well-rounded perspective. A well-rounded perspective. All right, let's take a listen to what Rand Man says right here. Let's take a listen.
This idea of this like science fiction world computer where state and information is synchronized at the speed of light.
When we came to Solana, everyone told us all we're going to see is advances and progress on meme coins. Now we're here, and that's not the case.
Frankendancer is live on mainnet.
I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of builders here. There's amazing stuff being built.
No existing framework of human thought is equal to this moment.
Oh, by the way, that guy right there is I don't know if you heard of the guy, Don't Die. Brian Johnson, the guy who's into this, biohacking, and you're creating this crazy ability to live longer and adding AI to help you do it. He's at the Solana event talking about what he's doing on Solana. What? Why is he, a guy who's into health and fitness and living longer thing and all? Right? Makes you think. Why is he at the Solana event talking about building something on Solana with AI? Anyway.
Crypto Banter is taking you inside Solana like no one else can. You think Solana is all about memes? Well, that's what we thought until we arrived and saw all the building behind the scenes. Some even say it will soon overtake ETH. Because while the ETH devs are talking about scaling, Solana has moved way beyond that, to the next level, directly to real-world usage and applications.
While Ethereum is talking about how to figure out scalability, Solana is way past that. And talking, and not only just talking, I shared the examples with you, Hive Mapper, Devour Go, Helium Mobile. They're actually building real world use cases. The people from PayPal were here. People from Franklin Templeton were here, all talking about they're doing their thing on Solana. Now we heard the circle in the USDC. Awesome. Great. These were some confirmation videos for a decision I made last night. I listened to these videos this morning. But in any case, there's something powerful about gathering information, gaining different perspectives, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and being able to come to your own conclusion. And then making a decision and acting on that decision. Something about that process is really, really cool. In any case, there it is, kind of my thought process. Let me share something from DeFi Daddy. This guy's sharp. He's got some interesting points. It's going to be very, very interesting to see all the F assets. Again, for me, Flare Networks and what it has to offer is a massive promise. I'm excited about the realized promise on Flare Networks. It's going to be awesome to see it unfold. All right, so DeFi Daddy said 1 XRP locks up 94 FLR with F assets. 1 Bitcoin locks up 5 million FLR with F assets. Holding FLR is leveraged spot trading all F assets with 100x leverage. Don't know what he means by that, but it does get you to think. Our guy Darren Moore said this: a synthetic equity exchange on FLR would be cool. FLR collaterals, the SPY or NASDAQ shares. Interesting. No one responded to that. So Darren Moore, I hope you're doing well, bro. But it's interesting he said that. What am I doing here? Let me share this other post on X. I think it's important. Again, it's just a perspective. I'm going to read what he's going to say in the video, and then I'll let you listen to the video. This is his quote. This house I'm in, I live in, I own, was 1.4 million 4 years ago. Now it's 2.1 million. 700, I don't know how many, is that 700 million? 700,000 more in 4 years. Now it's 2.1 million. It was 300 Bitcoin 4 years ago. Now it's 22 Bitcoin. In 4 years, this house will be 2 Bitcoin. In 4 years, the house will be 2 Bitcoin. According to Jeff Booth, the author of the book, The Promise of Tomorrow. And he says the house, it's a really bad store of value compared to Bitcoin. I think every single person trying to explain the digital asset space, and Bitcoin in particular, should just use this example. I want you to think about the difference in the house 4 years ago to today. How much difference is there? What, maybe new paint? What? I don't know. Maybe they added some landscaping. Is it $700,000 difference? Or is it just the house is just getting more expensive in dollars? Or is it because the assets are rising in value or price because of the dollar and the debasement of the dollar? I'm not sure if there's a more awakening, a more revelation statement than it was 300 Bitcoin 4 years ago. Now it's 22 Bitcoin. Think about that. Not 200 Bitcoin, 300 to 200. Not 300 to 200. Not 300 to 100, which is massive. 300 Bitcoin to 22 Bitcoin. That's crazy, fam. That is crazy. In any case, there it is. This wraps up your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's one of the greatest ways to support the channel. And if you happen to be in that 45 to 50% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, and you haven't subscribed to that channel yet, we're trying to get that number down from 50% down to 25%. And if you've been enjoying those hangouts, you can do your part right now by just hitting that subscribe button, helping us to get to that goal. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. That old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I'm going to ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.